So we are at the base of Mount Equinox at Avantoberfest. The other crew isn't here yet. So we thought we'd do a bit of an experiment going up the hill. We have 191 miles on the range. And so we're curious what we'll use going up. It's about a 5-mile course.
5.2 miles.
5.2. So we're going to use more than 5.2 miles of range climbing this mountain. And then we're not going to be coming down immediately. Or I guess we could if they're not here yet. But we're curious what we're going to pick up as far as range coming back down. So we'll try that as well.
Yeah, we're 191. It is a little chilly this morning, so we'll see if that...
Yeah.
Well, it's only 55 right now, so...
All right. So you want to be...
Yes, I will take over.
Try not to focus on the prints on my screen. Just be quiet. Got the bike rack in the back, so it's making a lot of noise. So all it sees is bike rack. License plate is in horrible shape.
Yes, it is. Well, Michigan is probably full of salt.
I guess that... I didn't climb up too bad.
Okay, we're plunking this in. Little token that they gave us. Okay, it goes up. Beautiful drive, 5.2 miles up. We started at 191, and it's going to be a climb.
So I'm not running this like a hill climb to speed up or anything. I'm just going to run up at normal speed. Not looking to see how much of my range I can eat up more.
So apparently somewhere off this nice paved road that we have here, there is a overland route to get up to the top of the mountain.
Oh yeah, Range Rover or Land Rover runs an off-roading course out of the Hotel Equinox in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
Which we're just outside of Manchester, New Hampshire. This is Mount Equinox. It's one of the, I don't know, maybe we'll go Facebook Live from the touristy part at the top of the mountain. We're down to 190. But there's a monastery here, I believe, and they make, I don't know what all they make. I'm sure they make something to do with maple because it's Vermont. Look at the color there, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, the foliage is spot on this year.
So when you start climbing, it definitely starts to drop pretty rapidly.
Oh,
so
wow.
like, we're down to 186 already.
And you know how many, have we even gone a mile yet?
I didn't log the, I mean, it's such a high climb.
Oh, here we go. We're back live.
Well, that was that truck was kind enough to get out of the way. Feels like California.
Yeah.
Where slow drivers are.
Well, that's the karma, man.
Canyons.
You let a pickup truck go past you this morning.
Yeah, maybe it was the same guy.
Maybe. You know what?
It was a newer Silverado. Anyway, we were driving slow here to try and save range, and I don't know, just see how we can get the efficiency up before.
So we're down to 178. 177.
So I'm not going particularly slow either. We're not bombing this like a hill climb race, but I'm going 37, and this is a fairly narrow access road that. So Mount Equinox, I'm not going to go through the real history on it because I didn't pay too much attention last year. But what I do remember is the Range Rover off-road course, and also they closed this road for a car hill climb. I think SCCA runs it once a year, and at some point during the summer, and they also do a bike hill climb for bikers who like to climb hills. I like riding a bike. I don't really like climbing hills, but some people do, and for them, they have. I went down 2 ratios. So it's regenning here. There's a little bit of downhill.
And then we're gonna lose it right now.
Yeah.
This is steep. I mean, not steep, but connection again. No, we're back live. All right.
So we're not really sure what it's going to do to the live feed, but we'll save this video and post it once it's complete. I think we should have time. Release too great here.
Oh, Jesus.
165. Well, I remember we're not that close yet. Like it's still quite a ways because there were a couple.
Well, look as we look at the Navi screen, we got at least 2 more hairpin turns, and then straight up the mountain again.
Got the 3D view on the mountain. That's cool on the Navi.
Mm-hmm.
So Audi, when they were first launching the e-tron, did an experiment at the communications department where they took several e-trons to the top of Pikes Peak and then came down, regenning the whole way down, and then the people who attended, were able to get out and touch the brakes when they got to the bottom, and they were cool. Because they hadn't really been put to use, and then regen the whole way down. So
that's right. I think Mike Jorgens was on that trip, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah. So, Mike, if you're watching,
yeah, correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah.
We could be wrong on a lot of things, but anyway, so we'll have to log though.
So if you're curious, we're at 158 right now. Miles range going up the mountain.
It's a clear day today, so the view should be pretty amazing once we get up there. How's the signal?
Yeah, we're still live. We're good. Sorry, the road's a little bumpy, guys, so...
We are running efficiency mode.
Oh, we are.
So the suspension gets low, and again, this car has already been lowered 35 millimeters, so we're in the kind of the harshest suspension setting. It's going to be more harsh than factory e-tron because we've lowered it a little bit. While it could be a little more efficient, obviously we're not going to see aero advantages going up this hill. And we're not much in the way of aero advantages. Given we're pulling a bike rack with on the hitch with an e-bike back there, the 2 of us in the car, it's not like we're in the most efficient we could be running this. But the objective here isn't to lose the least amount of mileage going up. It's to see how much we get coming down, and we're down to 150.
150. And look at your consumption.
Oh yeah, it's 1.5 kilometers per kilowatt hour.
We were getting...
like 3.8.
It's called a drop.
Nice.
Thank you to Mr. Minivan for pulling over.
Nice person for getting out of the way.
Oh, look at that view, though.
Both
maybe
sides.
they're pulling
It's
over for the
that's
view. Wow. That's great.
Yeah, they dropped back in behind us. So we're back up to about 38 miles per hour.
146 is our range.
This would be cool in a little sports car hill climb.
Yeah,
special.
Because they do hill climbs here. That's you already mentioned that. Yes.
Yeah. Although, so the other thing is that looks like we're getting close.
Mm-hmm. A couple more turns.
The other thing that we noticed was going down. It wears your brakes quite a bit. I'm pretty sure that's why I needed to replace the pads on the R that we ran last year.
Probably so. We started off. We're at 141, 140 now, and at the bottom of the hill it was 55 degrees.
What is it up here?
It's 39 degrees right now.
So that's not helping our battery efficiency.
No, making me kind of No network connection. We're just recording. We're back live again. Look at that. That is where we parked last year. Look at that view.
What is it? You can see like 4 states from here or
I
something.
don't know. I wasn't paying attention during our
We walked through
orientation
the
either.
tourist center last year. All right, so shall we head back down and see what we gained?
Yeah.
We're at
So
137.
we are at 137.
I think we were. Nah, you know what? We might have been at one. We were at 191 when we left the hotel.
Yes.
Turn that off.
I think what 183 is what we started
You're
with.
probably right, Bill. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Being argumentative.
Mm-hmm.
All the resistance we're doing to gravity, or the gravitational pull of our being pulled down this hill, is going back onto the battery. It's pretty
Sorry,
bumpy.
we're kind of bumpy here, but
I might see if we can pump it up in the comfort or all road, but this doesn't really matter for the efficiency going down. That'll smooth things out a bit. But the road up here is really rough because it's hard to maintain. With the amount of ice and temperature changes they get up here, it's hard to maintain. No, 135, 136. I'm playing with the AC too, so that's eco. Hold on. It tells me, it's telling mileage, I can never tell which. Alright, AC's off. It was off coming up the hill too, I don't know why it just reset. When I changed temperature, or changed suspension, or maybe I bumped it.
yeah, because you came out of efficiency, right?
Yeah.
That's
So I
it.
probably turned it back on.
Yeah. So he's not braking, as you can see.
Yeah, we're in level 2. No, I'm gonna brake a little bit, but it's still, again, it's all regen until it goes beyond the bottom of that. I don't know if you can see it's bumpy, but we'll slow down. There's somebody behind me. So it's
Right there,
Yeah,
as you
see
can see.
So the recharge
I had zoomed in, so sorry.
right there is, so as you start to go, see that it used a little bit. Now when I go into regen, it'll drop below that line. Gotta build up some speed.
Yeah.
See how it's going below the line. As long as you're staying in that. We're up to 138. So we're descending at about, right now we're at 29 miles per hour and climbing. I'm in level 2 of the regen. So I'm gonna start applying some brake. So we're holding at about 35 miles per hour, up to 139 miles. Where do we start at? 183?
Yeah. Should we, did you drop it back to efficiency just, if that makes a difference?
I don't think it matters. We have
Okay.
AC off. It'll smooth out the ride for shooting. And I mean, efficiency is mainly just, I mean, it could be hurting us aerodynamically, but I have to imagine, for the sake of this experiment, which isn't terribly scientific anyway.
140? $142?
And you just can't get over the color up here. So that, well, I want to talk about that a little bit too. Camp Hall Road takes place Columbus Day weekend every year. There's a fall. Sorry, Avantoberfest. Too many R. Avantoberfest. Camp Road is an event that happens on the West Coast, so kind of irrelevant to those of us here on the East Coast unless you're willing to travel. But Avantoberfest happens every year, same weekend, same place, which is you meet Saturday at Lime Rock Park, and you drive up to what's the name of it?
Stratton Mountain,
Vermont, and then we're staying in Manchester, Vermont, which is where Mount Equinox is, just outside of Manchester, where Orbis is based, and so kind of a tourist destination. By the way, we're up to 145.
Oh, we're up to 145. Yes.
So this is the middle of a fall foliage, like peak foliage color. And so they have a fall foliage festival and beer festival that happens and in the area. So a very popular weekend for visitors. So I mean, if you're like, for instance, next year I'm thinking about coming up here with my family and probably just gonna, as I go do car stuff, park them in Manchester, which would be a great time for them. But we started coming here last year to this event. This event is in its 9th year, and I have to say, as long as I can keep coming back, I will, because it's a lot of the same people. Not always. They have a bunch of new people too, but a bunch of enthusiasts and wagon enthusiasts, so I can relate heavily. And
as our people.
Yeah, and so it's just a good recurring thing, and with so much beauty and so much interest up here and other things, it's not hard to sell the rest of your family who may not be as into cars as you.
So we are at 148. I'm sorry.
148.
Yep. My ears are popping.
So I'm gonna use probably a little. We'll see if we can sail over this.
Yeah, this is that place where
we regen a little bit.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna have to use a little bit of power.
It's actually, we're going back uphill to go back downhill. We're at 149 though, so it's only a little hump.
So back on, we're gonna call it sailing, basically coasting, but there's no torque braking, so you'd be surprised how much speed you can carry. And now we're regenning again. So the Camp Road folks met this morning at Stratton Mountain. Last time I checked, when we were getting close, we checked in and they were Facebook Living from the mountain. So they may be arriving any minute, or they may, we're going to hope to get back up to the top of the mountain before they get here. But
as you can see, we're making our way back down the mountain. Elevation is dropping, as you can see. But now it's 2.4 as we're going down. We're at 152.
153. This last part's pretty steep, so I don't think we're going to get close to 180. But you never know.
Well, this was a lot steeper than yesterday. We went up to that first stop on our trip from Lime Rock to Stratton Mountain. We stopped at this sort of like a mountain overlook, but this seems a lot steeper. And we pretty much made up our efficiency back going back down the mountain. We're at 155.
It's colder this morning now too.
It is colder.
It's going to do for battery efficiency.
Well, I say it was 39 degrees at the top of the mountain. It's now 48 degrees.
155.
Since I started noticing the elevation, we've already lost several hundred feet of elevation. I mean, it's more than that, obviously, from the top of the mountain. $157. You can see that we're almost to the end.
I'm not going to go through the gate. We expended our coin to get through.
Yeah, that's right.
So we'll let down the gate and we'll turn around.
All right.
A couple Porsches here. That single Porsche is now free.
Do that. Oh, I wonder where we could turn. I guess you better turn around here. They'll know if you can, if there's room for you to turn around there.
So we're at, just for the reference, we're at 162.
162. Okay.
Is that one of us?